everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I wanted to share with you how I do some homeschool planning. I want to show my cheat sheet that I make, kind of a command center, all on one piece of paper for the whole month, how I can keep everything organized for all the different curriculum I use and the different activities we do, field trips, etc. And I'm going to share with you how I do that planning. And yeah, so this might interest some people, especially if you homeschool, or if you're curious about it at all. But otherwise, it might not interest you, and that's okay. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, now this is where I'm going to just get everything on one sheet of paper so I can have the whole month at a glance. Sure, I use Google Calendar, and I also have a separate day-to-day routine type of calendar, but on my Google Calendar, I don't keep all my curriculum checklist and things to do with school on there. I don't want to clutter it up. So I keep all of that on just one simple sheet here, and I'll be showing you how I do that. So this is going to be for the month of October. I start with putting the weeks, what week in school we're in. I line those all out, and I have a place where I can list any supplies I might need for curriculum projects that are going to come up in the weeks. This is nice, so I can look ahead the next week if there's anything I need to get from the store or any supplies I need to gather before the week. I can do that and not be blindsided. And the main curriculum I use is My Father's World, and my son is in the first grade curriculum with that, and that's what the MFW stands for there. And here's what that curriculum looks like. And this curriculum is really open and go, and it's really simple to follow. It's nice in that it tells you all the supplies you'll need. It lists it out each week, so I can just flip through and write down those supplies that I will use without having to have too much effort. Also, you'll see that I have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, skipping Wednesday. This curriculum and a lot of homeschool curriculum I've found have one light day, and the Friday on this is the light day. There's only a few activities. So I always just combine my Thursday and Friday into one school day. And so we only technically school 4 days a week. So we have an off day where we have co-op, we have other events and such. So we only do the full-on, sit-down schoolwork 4 days a week. And then I can easily mark off the days as I complete them. The other curriculum I use for math, I use Math UC. And my son is doing second grade math. So he's in beta. And they give you a little sheet, a little checkoff sheet. So I can just cut those out, and I'll just add it to my main paper with all my checklist. And it has the weeks. They just line up with My Father's World weeks. And I'll just cut and paste, literally, to the rest of my checklist here. And as far as the individual subjects besides math, since I use a separate curriculum for math, so I will have that separate, as you see here. But otherwise, the other individual subjects within My Father's World, I just check off in that teacher manual with stickers as I go through. And then I'll just mark the whole day off when I'm done with the day on this sheet. And My Father's World is a all-in-one curriculum, so it does cover all the subjects, but just my son is a little bit higher math, so we've always been doing Math UC, and we've enjoyed that a lot, and it works really well with him. So he's doing the second grade math here, and that's what his math curriculum is right there, the beta. And the My Father's World math is fine. It was just a little bit slower to start, and for my son, he needed a little bit more. And we saw a demonstration of the Math You See at a homeschool conference and just fell in love with it. So it's got a nice setup. Here I'm putting A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and test. So there's an instructional video once a week to introduce the new material. So we watch the video together. Then he will have 2 worksheets, A and B. Then Tuesday, he would have 2 more worksheets, C and D. Thursday, E and F. And then Friday, he has G, which is always a fun sheet, like a dot to dot or something like that. And then the actual test for the week. And it's pretty much set up like that all through. And then you can kind of briefly see my Father's World Teacher's Manual there. Oh, and I'm looking through here to get an idea of what supplies I need to write down. And right now for his first grade, every day he has Bible and history and reading and language arts. And we do those first, then he usually has a break. Then we'll come back, we'll do calendar, we'll do his math. Then I'll have another break or recess. Then it's a rotating activity. So one day it might be science. One day it might be art from the art curriculum that My Father's World suggests. Or another day it might be a Bible or history activity. And so it kind of rotates each time on those. But every day it has, Bible, history, reading, language arts, and then every day we have math on the days we do school. And for fellow homeschoolers, please share with me how you set up your homeschool planning and organizing. I'd love to see it and get tips. Other things not officially included in his curriculum or on this sheet, we do read alouds. We also do the suggested reading that My Father's World has. We'll just check out books from the library every week on certain subjects, and we'll just do those books for reading time at night. So it's really easy to incorporate things just throughout your whole day. As far as how long it takes to homeschool, on average, I'd say that school usually takes us about 3 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less in the mornings. And then we'll have lunch, and most of our outings, if we have extracurriculars and clubs and other events, we usually do in the afternoons. And if not, if we're at home, that's when we'll do our read aloud that day. The read aloud we're doing right now is Wizard of Oz, which we've been enjoying. This curriculum here is habit training, and I'll add that to my checklist. And this is a Charlotte Mason idea here of focusing on particular character traits. So far this year is the first year we've really tried to cover it. And we've done about 8 weeks on obedience, although clearly it takes longer than 8 weeks to teach obedience because we're still not there. Do you ever fully get there? I don't know. And now we've been focusing on the habit of attention and trying to, learn about that habit and just learning about good habits and traits, character traits, reading stories about characters that have those traits, etc. It's just habit training, and this is the curriculum there, laying down the rails. There's an actual just laying down the rails to read, and then there's 2 books here, book 1 and 2, that's for children, that ties in with that main book. And I only do this a little bit with him twice a week. We'll do this on Mondays and Fridays, and you'll see that reflected here on the checklist. So we'll do a lesson, about 2 lessons a week on that from those books. And then I just connect the weeks, and the number I'm assigning next to the Monday or Friday is the lesson number. So You can see we started attention in September, so we're on lesson 2 for Friday coming into October. And then lesson 3 will be Monday, lesson 4 the Friday, and it goes on like that. So we'll do several different lessons on attention. It's about 6 to 8 weeks for each character trait, each habit you want to focus on. And you can kind of just pick the ones that your child needs to work on. And so far we've done obedience and attention. And Charlotte Mason says that obedience, attention, and truthfulness are the top 3. On the days we aren't doing the habit training, we'll do Wonderwall. And this idea I got at Homeschool Conference. This really gives your student, your child, a chance to explore their interest. So all of these ideas, all these post-its, are things that my son wants to learn about. So, there was rocks up there, dinosaurs, etc. So he'll he'll tell me all his ideas, and then I'll write them and put them on the post-its. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll have planned things to learn on about those subjects. So I'll pick one, and I might get videos on that subject or books on that subject, or we'll do an activity based on that subject to really explore things he's interested in. And we've learned some really cool things that way. We've watched some videos on how they make Legos, how canoes are made. We've, read books of how toys are made. We've learned about the sun, all kinds of things. So it's a really fun idea we've started doing this year to incorporate his interest. And then I have the Tuesday, Thursday, and I link them together each week. And then I just cross them out as we cover them. The next I have here is Kids Kitchen. I wish I could do this more. Honestly, sometimes our Wednesdays are pretty full. But whenever we get a chance, I try on Wednesdays to do the Kids Kitchen. And that's where we'll do something together in the kitchen. We'll make granola bars together. We'll focus on kitchen and food prep skills, even just making sandwiches, things like that. Just getting them in the kitchen and getting some practice there. And this Kids Kitchen idea, it's not an actual curriculum. I do, however, find things online like checklists of what kids should be learning at certain ages, what skills they should have kitchen-wise. So I kind of use that as a guide loosely, and then we just, have fun making things in the kitchen. So far we have the My Father's World checklist where I check off each day. We do that Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And again, they have it set up for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but their Friday is really light. So I take their Thursday and bump it into the Friday. So my Thursday is really their Wednesday, if that makes sense. So I have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, which is day 4 and 5 combined. So yes, so I have My Father's World, I have the habit training, I have the Wonder Wall, I have the Kids Kitchen, I have all my supplies, and I have my Matthew C, which is the beta right now. Then, once I have all those checklists in place, I come down and I put the days of that month. Tuesday the 1st, Wednesday the 2nd, Thursday 3rd, Friday 4th. You get the idea, and I will fill that out. And yes, like I said, I do have a Google Calendar, but this is a great way for me to I put it in 2 places. I like to have it written down so I can see it with my school activities too. It's nice to just see it all at a glance, everything on one sheet of paper. And also, I might not put everything that's on Google Calendar here. This is all mainly the school related things or the activities we do during the day. So, this is a good way for me to organize when he has field trips, when he has co-op, when he has, he has Lego Club, when he has park days, nature outings, etc. So we get all of that written out here, and it's just, it's just a soothing activity to be able to cross out each day, which you can't do that on Google Calendar, so I like the physical act of being able to cross off each day. And that's it, all on one place. I hope maybe this gave you some homeschool planning inspiration, or, maybe tips or ideas that you didn't think of before. Or maybe it's very similar to what you do. I want to know what you guys do. I'd like to see a little bit more engagement. I haven't had hardly any comments actually, so, and I know I'm just starting, so that's fair. So all the homeschool planning motivation to you. Thanks for stepping into my world a little bit today. I hope you come back next time. Bye.